load blowing Thok is a smite spell plus a divine smite.
Along with Poison Strike.
Dogs
Along
big,
with
load
Poison
blowing.
Poison
Lovely.
Strike is...
That's how we
Where's
start
Poison
today's
Strike?
session.
Yep, Thok's big load blowing is how we start the stream.
That's
No.
a paladin function.
Perfect.
Welcome everyone back to Signo. It is session number 27.
7.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I
Got
had
it
that.
right.
I had that written down. Oh, my stream is unstable, so we'll see how
You
that
made
goes.
notes?
I did make notes. Don't you deny me my notes.
Well, I'm more surprised that you actually referenced them, not that you simply made them.
Well, it's pretty simple when I change the stream title. Anyways,
Buttons.
welcome to the session, the stream, the fun times, where I forget what I'm saying about 95% of the time.
Welcome to Inhoc Signal Vincius.
Yeah, that one. My stream is going insane. Oh, there, it's picking back up. Good. My quality of life was so much lower. If you're not caught up to session 27, make sure to go to bit.ly/LeafJackGaming, where I am not current on the playlist because I am bad at life. So, there you go.
I disagree. I
Bit.ly
checked the playlist.
Gaming does work.
It was recent.
Wait, really?
The playlist is up to date as of yesterday.
I don't remember doing that. Apparently I'm better than I thought.
You're better
Yeah.
than you thought.
Yes, I'm better than Thok in everything. Those are a lot of dice. Alright. Stuff happened last time. Lots of fun RP happened. Not much in the way of combat, as in nothing in the way of combat. The party found out the truth of who the Templars were, and the firebrand symbol actually does connect back to Jekt, as those were his parental units. Murdered both of them by Thok, so that's fun.
I don't think it's fair to say murdered.
Killed.
A wolf killed one of them. I killed the mom.
I thought you killed both.
No.
I think
Anyway.
Dad went down to a lightning strike.
That's
He definitely went down in style.
Yes. After looting the bodies, our party went out into the town, and the group that was already with them of the townsfolk, and freed them, saved them, helped them, and found I'd say underground, because you technically do have to go underground, but it's still inside of the plateau, a dwarven hall, a great dwarven hall that stands large enough to feed hundreds of people. There they met the ghost dwarf king, Auric, and they were welcomed for their deeds of heroism and were given hospitality along with the townsfolk and their kin. Oh dear lord. That's Raz's face.
Messing with these controls earlier, sorry.
No problem. So after bringing everybody down into these great halls, they find, we'll just say this happened before they left to go find Agatha the healer, which they found out about, and will be taking Willa to see if she can't be helped. They find Lee down there.
I very embarrassedly try and hide weekly. Like, I'm trying to hide, but you can see me and tell I'm trying to hide.
Oh, I thought you meant like by every Thursday.
No.
Oh, snap.
It's funny because he's throwing shade and she's a drow.
Ooh. I don't know if you guys know that
You
she's a drow.
Nah, you you might have seen me once or twice as a drow, but like you've seen me change my face enough that you'd never be sure like if that was my natural face.
Except for that one time Thok burned your face and you were a drow, so you had no disguise, so...
That did happen.
Okay, that's fair.
I forgot about that happening.
Anywho, oh dear.
So that's where we'll begin our session. I'll turn it over to you.
All right, so Thok is so Lee right now is currently underneath, right? So I'm sorry, I'm trying to get a webcam set up.
Sounds like Ray's put in chat.
Oh dear.
Nate's small child has pretty
Colorful language.
there you go, colorful language.
He told me he was gonna whip my ass.
You gotta beat him. You gotta beat him right then.
The beatings start
I
now,
definitely shouldn't
child.
have said that out loud because now he's repeating it.
Damn it.
I'm gonna come at you
Anywho.
like a spider monkey.
Oh dear. Anywho, back to Lee sheepishly trying to hide.
So last I recall, Jex and Far Traveler were heading off to see if they can find Agatha. Thok was going downstairs to help sort the food out, and Lee is currently downstairs.
Oh yeah, that'll work. So Thok, you can find Lee down there.
Yeah, and I
Got it.
disappeared somewhere around
Flying around
the
as an eagle.
demon orc fight.
Got it. All right.
Though
So,
she did make it to Crisis.
do I spot her?
Oh yeah, she's only
yeah.
halfway
Very
hiding.
weakly trying to hide.
So yes, I do. Okay.
Yes.
Got it. So I see her and I'm like, Lee, is that you?
Yes.
So, what the fuck?
I've been gathering information in Chrysos.
You infiltrated Chrysos.
I did. That's what I'm good at.
Far Traveler is not there at the moment.
Yeah, that wasn't Far Traveler.
Yeah, whatever.
I see. And what information did you find, and why didn't you help us?
I didn't know where you were.
I see.
I'm sorry I disappeared.
It's,
There's lots going on right now. It seems like the Drow and the Durgar actually are also somehow a part of this siege on Chrysos.
well, it's not much of a siege anymore.
Yeah, I've been here recently helping people get down here, but I saw them bringing up like clay golems of some sort.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't follow them too much because I didn't want to get involved by myself, but oops, I didn't mean to lightning bolt him.
Suddenly, lightning strikes out at Thok.
No, specifically tankard.
That's unfortunate. Alright.
So is everyone else here?
Yes, so currently, I am helping the people with their food.
Okay.
Vola's here as well, and, Jekt,
Oh, good.
Far Traveler are searching for a healer to
Cool.
heal my
Is-
sister.
Okay, for Fola. That seems good.
Yeah.
You guys got through all the fights with like the demon orc guys just fine.
Oh yes.
Seemed like
I don't know. I'm not really entirely sure why they were there. but I'm trying to connect my.
There he is.
Don't know if everyone, but okay. Yeah. So we went to the camp, and it turns out that this guy named Buff Vomit was giving him power, and they were just on a rampage, going around killing shit. And Buff Vomit tried to give me his power, but
I figured it was
refused it.
going to be something like that. I could tell there was something feeding them.
I got it. Okay. Well, good to see you again. Good to see you.
Yeah. What can I do to help?
Help the people first off.
Okay.
They.
Yeah, I'll continue going around doing that.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Right now there's a caravan of food being brought down into the kitchens. You can help with that in some way.
Okay.
Whether it be organization or bringing dead stuff down. We can see you. Try reconnecting.
Okay.
Cool. Let's warp ourselves back to Far Traveler and Jacked. Because I don't remember where Kylan is.
Kylan is eagling down to go get horses.
Right.
She went to go retrieve horses.
Okay. So. Jacked and Far Traveler, make perception checks really fast.
It's a bit too fast.
A bit
Also
too
fast.
fast. You guys are a little occupied. It's been a long day. You arrive at the eastern, I believe is what I said, because that's where I'm thinking it is. Northeastern side of town. And you find a single house with light coming from it. It's been a while since you've seen any sort of burning anything. Most people are vacated, and this one seems to be not so much.
Hey, Far Traveler, do you think you can sneak over there and look inside the window?
Yep. Assuming there are windows, DM.
Yes, so these buildings were constructed with windows. However, a lot of the times they have some sort of shutter on them. You can at least go up there and sneakily to see if you can't find a way to look in.
I do it.
Okay, go ahead and do a stealth check. He rolled a 6. So you approach, and as you approach, the first thing you notice is the sounds of slightly raised voices. More than one. Predominantly, there seems to be a female talking, as well as an kind of an elvish voice. A lot lighter than a male human.
Is there a gender to this voice? Or you just
Oh yeah, that one's male. Sorry, a male
Okay.
voice, lighter than so mystical. I guess is a good way of describing elf voices. I don't know.
It's a female elf, but it sounds kind of like a male human, but a little bit higher pitched.
time to
Obviously.
eavesdrop?
I missed that. What was that?
I'm a spy.
You're a spy?
I'm going to spy.
Oh, you're going to
Jeez.
spy. Okay, I now understand what you're trying to say. So you can hear the conversation pretty well, especially since you can get so close without really being noticed. the conversation is an argument about the male elf is trying to get the lady there to do something. This is the immediate thing you can pick up. Listening a little more, you get some more details along the lines of going with them somewhere.
So there's an argument. Is there any intention or hostility or what?
Oh yes, the opposing, the lady there, is refusing to leave, claiming this is now her home and that she left that life behind her.
What life?
She doesn't explain.
Okay. So does she sound elderly at all?
No.
Okay. I will gesture for Jack to come closer, and I will move around to the door.
I will approach the building.
Once he's reasonably close, I'll knock on the door.
Okay. So once you're at the door and you knock, the voices calm down quite a bit, and the lady goes, who is it?
My name is Far Traveler. I seek a healer named Agatha.
Ah, yes, come in, come in. And the door opens for you.
The door opens for me, or somebody opens the door?
The door opens seemingly by itself, as there is no one behind it.
Okay.
Okay.
Take a look inside as the door opens.
I was getting to it. I was
Okay.
getting there. Alright, so on the other side of the room, or in the room, other side of the door, it is a single 15 by 15 size room. There really isn't much space in here. Inside is a place for alchemy, alchemy work stuff, so alchemy supplies, alchemy kit, with materials all around it. There is a cot on the other side of the room, and in there is this lady. Let me pull up the lady. There you go. A lady just like that. However, where the holy symbols are on this lady's dress, it also is encompassed by a shield. So it's like the multi-cross, I guess. The multi-cross with a shield behind it. Also, who she was talking to is a single drow elf who, with him, has a creature of earth and clay, a little in the form of a humanoid, a little bit larger. Come in, come in. What do you need?
I'll give her a slight nod before stepping in. Making way for Jack if he chooses dinner. As I mentioned, we are seeking a healer.
Right. I was asking more of the exact nature of the healing that you'll be needing.
Well, we've come to Chrysos because we have a young woman in our company who has been, for lack of a better word, tortured by the Templars, and we are hoping to have somebody assist in her recovery. We heard that there may be somebody in Chrysos who's able to help.
Well, you've heard correctly. I am the best healer that I've ever met. I've met some, at least. Where is this young lady? I only see the two of you.
She's not fit for much travel due to the weather lately, so she's currently in the Dwarven Halls. What were they called?
Oh, yes.
There's an infrared.
I know where I can find it. Or dim.
Erdim, yeah. Currently in the Dwarven Halls of Erdim, beneath Chrysos.
Oh, the king lets you enter. Fascinating.
He's judged me to be a fit guardian.
And I'm sure you deserve such titles. So, she gives a sideways glance to the person she was arguing with, and just, if you don't mind, I need to finish up with my business here, but, after which I will surely join.
While I'm just kind of standing there looking around the room, look over at the alchemical tools. Do I notice anything strange, or can I tell, what she has been doing recently?
Do a alchemy check, intelligence-based.
Can I do the kit, or just
No, this is just a knowledge-based check.
Okay.
We're just looking at it. You're not very practiced. You're not totally sure what she's been doing.
Oh, by the way, let me attempt to find out if she's a hag just by looking at her. What should I do?
By
Just
looking
stare.
at her, a
Yep.
perception
light
check.
a fire under her?
I don't
If it
have
goes under her, she's a hag.
I don't have fire, and I missed what Matt said.
Perception.
If she's a hag, then she won't burn, and if she does, then hey, we send a letter to her family.
She is a hag.
No.
Will burn.
Yeah, exactly.
Hags and elves are made of the same stuff, so I have to come to discover.
What else floats? Wood.
Oh,
But,
well, it threw me off. Due to your guys' excellent knowledge of hags at this point, you're able to determine that if she were a hag, she would not look as fair-skinned or young as she does.
Unless she were a hag.
Illusion magic.
unless she was a hag. Yeah. Unless you were a hag.
Last time a pretty hag tried to do anything, they roofied us.
That's true.
She wasn't a pretty hag. She was an older lady.
She was pretty right up until the point that she got disillusioned.
She was
Beauty
is
extra
life.
unpretty then.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, man.
Okay, Thok,
Probably really
you may
cool.
believe that she was beautiful.
Fuck
job.
Does
yeah.
that mean that she's only beautiful when she's in an anti-magic?
I thought that there was a hag that appeared pretty. Can't remember which one it was.
It was the first hag. It's just Matt's being a jerk.
No, she was not a pretty person. I just said she
No,
was
'cause
an
I
old
think
lady.
That's like a green hag, or bog hag, I think was the first lady.
She was green.
Green bog. I don't know if it's bog hag or whatever. Anyway, I will introduce myself to Agatha because I didn't before and don't want to be rude. Greetings, madam. My name is Jekt, and I have been dabbling in alchemy as well, and I think that this may help, and I'll show her some of the samples that I have taken of. What the fuck's her name?
Vola?
Vola. Vola's blood and the remnants of the alchemical substance that I've removed from her, like the tattoos, and present it to Agatha.
This is strange. You said you extracted this from her.
That's correct. I have removed most of it from her head and upper torso, but she has yet to regain consciousness.
And how much of this stuff was in her person?
From the looks of it, it looks like she was covered.
Completely.
Yes.
I'm surprised she lived. How old did you
she-
say she was?
Do I remember how old she is?
I don't
She's
think
like
it's ever been said.
19, right?
Well, I
No.
think she's about Thok's age, right? A little bit younger, a year or two.
She's a little older.
Older. How old is? Do I remember? I don't.
Doc's about 19, I think. Off the top of my
He's
head, I don't
22.
remember.
Doc and Jekt are the same age.
Are we really? No way. For
Yes.
shizzle?
Thok is 22.
Oh, I'm
What?
only 19. I'm only 19.
Okay,
I
you
remember
were the
there being
19.
a same age comment at some point. My bad.
No, it's okay. I will remark that I believe she's in her early to mid 20s. Yeah,
And human or other?
half orc, actually.
Half orc. Half orcs tend to be a little bit more resilient. I'm sorry, I deal mostly with humans. I really need to get into the habit of saying what type of humanoid. Gotta.
Yeah, I have.
I work the mind and heal the body. I don't spend too much time with other things, personable things. Anyways, yes, I will need to take a look at this first, I think. I want to make sure that we're not hurting her by taking out more, but I'm sure you did all you could.
Nod and then provide a small sample of what I have to Agatha.
Thank you very much. Yes. Now, Griffin, get out of here. I need to work. My name's not Griffin, lady.
At this point, as we kind of look over at the elf, and you said it was some sort of like mud or clay construct.
Yeah, it's a clay golem.
Clay golem.
My little clay golem that's just kind of been hanging around in my bag kind of like pops out and just kind of like is staring at it, just like, like just
I totally forgot
by
about
this
that.
huge clay golem.
It kind of
Maybe.
it doesn't respond at all.
Gonna step away from the door and move Jack out of the way physically.
The one she called the Griffin shakes his head and starts to leave the hut. Or stone structure. Grumbling to himself about not his name. It's a stupid nickname given to him for a stupid reason. Stuff like that.
Anyways, if he leaves, I'm gonna shut the door behind him.
Okay.
I'll ask her if she minds if we watch her work.
I will provide any help I can using my alchemical knowledge and also the knowledge of Vola's illness.
I'm just gonna stay out of the way.
And make bubbles.
Spoilers!
Well, you usually don't work for a group, but I guess if you're helping, that's a little different, and, I don't teach often, and... Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, come on over, I'll have you help a little bit, I guess. I never had a lab tech assistant.
I will provide my assistance.
Okay. She begins taking the sample you gave her, and she takes a little bit and she puts it under some heat. And while she does that, she's gathering different supplies, and she said she was going to ask for help, but she kind of already forgot. So she's going through, she looks over and goes, mind that it doesn't all evaporate, please. And then she keeps going through all of her materials.
I will mind the crucible to ensure that the solution doesn't evaporate completely.
Okay. You do a really good job at that. And she actually notices, oh, I thought for sure you were going to fail at this. I mean, good job. Yes. Positive reinforcement. Sorry,
Says
I'm not
it out loud.
Yes. Not much
Good
of a
boy.
teacher.
Good boy.
And then she has you help around grinding different herbs, and once you've shown a little bit of aptitude for it, she actually has you do a little bit of mixing and heating and all that. Till about half hour later, she finally finishes whatever she was working on. She goes, "Okay, I have a pretty decent understanding of what we're dealing with, and I think I can fix it."
That's amazing. Let's be on our way then.
Yeah, I don't leave.
Excuse me?
She needs to come here. Especially with what's happening, I don't think that I can do anything outside of my study with all my supplies.
What is happening?
Her body is slowly being drained of its arcane magic. Well, the initial effect was probably a lot faster than slowly, but now it's gone down probably. And if she stays like that, it will slowly drain away her life. So we need to nullify it.
Oh my god.
Pardon Discord for a moment. Okay, so I guess we don't really have a choice in the matter. If we want Agatha's help, we need to go get Vola.
Well, for a traveler, I believe this is one of the many times that you were right. Well, let's be on our way.
Are you going to be alright without us, Agatha?
Oh, I can take care of myself. I'm fine.
I don't really want us both to go, but I think we should.
Griffin is nothing. He's just a young lad who thinks he knows things.
So that construct that I made, do I have any sort of connection to it, or is it just a lump of clay?
It's more or less just a lump of clay with some sentience.
Okay.
Working with it more, you might be able to improve it, but that would take some time.
Okay, I will head towards the door and gesture for Jack to join me.
I will follow.
Okay. So, during this time, Kylan, you're able to go down to the horses and then bring them back up to Chrysos. If that was your plan. To bring them anyways.
Indeed, it was.
Okay, yeah, you can bring them up. It's a little bit difficult to convince them to get up the hill, but with your druidic ways,
Wait, what? Kylan's what?
Druidic
Ha 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 ha.
shepherding ways, you are able to get them up without much trouble.
For fun, I'm gonna do a thing.
I don't get it.
Kylan's a horrible druid.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
For fun, I'm gonna do that thing, and I think I got it under control.
All right. Yeah, it's not too difficult to get them up there. So we'll say that you return around the same time that Jecht and Far Traveler are making their way back to Vola.
To tantalize the horses with a decent supply of good berries.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
a decent supply of 0.
You silly fuck.
Oh, Far Traveler, I retrieved the horses. I don't know why, but I did.
You were to direct them to help the villagers with the moving of supplies.
Oh, cool. I'll do that. Did you guys find the healer?
Yes, however, she's reluctant to leave her abode.
We
Oh,
must bring
All
Vola.
us healers are the same. I'm sorry, what were you saying, Jack?
Nothing. We have to bring Vola to her. She won't come out of her hut for some reason.
Is she here in the city?
Yes.
Well, then let's bring Vola to her.
Can we take one of the horses or
One
other
horse
animals?
for the villagers, one horse for Vola.
Fox gonna
She's on the
use
elk.
his elk,
Oh, is she
I'm
on the
sure.
Oh, she's still on it? Okay, I thought he had given that over to the villagers.
He had, but I'm sure he's gonna take it back. I'm sure he trusts his elk way more than the horses.
Fair.
Mhm.
2 horses for the villagers.
There's some villagers walking around with supplies or going to go get some supplies, and if you just hand it off to them, they thank you so much. You're always so helpful.
They
Don't know how
like especially to have the underside of their chins rubbed and the back of their ears.
we'll make sure to
And
do
their
that.
balls.
Kylan is sure to mention
berries.
that part. How do you think she got such a good animal handling check?
Correct.
She fondled their good berries.
It's because she didn't have any herself.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
gosh.
All right.
It seems
Inspiration.
we've reached a consensus.
For the sake of getting to that point, we'll say everyone is able to meet up down below in the halls of the Dwarf King.
Does Kylan see Lee?
Yes.
Is Kylan blind?
Sometimes?
Fair.
At seeing Lee, Kylan's going to rush to her and wrap her in a hug.
Oh,
The one drow that's not dead.
Okay. I'm
I thought you were
definitely
gone
human
too.
right now, but I very stiffly just kind of stand there while you hug me. Okay.
I thought you were gone too. I'm so glad that you're still here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jackie.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Meanwhile,
Are
I'm
you
gonna
gonna
go
let go?
find Thok.
Okay. Thok is spending his time at the moment helping organize and carry the larger sacks of grain and flour.
I'm sorry you didn't get an answer to that, Flecken.
I missed it.
I was asking if I was gonna get let go.
Probably not without being forced to, like, with some pushback. If you're just, like, letting Kylan do it, she's gonna hug you, like, a lot. Possibly breaking out into some happy tears.
I am going to. I'm going to cast Hex, targeting Far Traveler, and then I'm going to use my Relentless Hex invocation to teleport away to Far Traveler.
Just for funsies, what stat do you hex?
Intelligence.
Oh boy. I'm gonna tap Thok on the shoulder. Thok?
Yeah.
I'm back.
Okay. All right. Did you find person?
Who?
Jack looks over at Far Traveler, kind of quizzically, like, "What the hell is going on?" And I'll explain to you, Thok, that we did indeed find Hagatha the healer.
So once you explain that, Thok's gonna be like, "Oh, we're going there right now," and I'm just drop the bag of grain that I'm holding all over the floor and just like sprint past both of them, trying to find the elk. And he picks up Vola from the wall he put her on, very gently, and then running to go find the elk.
After Thok dropped the grains, the bag of grain rather, A couple of villagers kind of look at it and then look up at me because I just kind of stood there. I'm like, sorry, gotta go, and I kind of walk away. Far traveler's still looking at the grain. He's like, oh.
I think I'm actually gonna start putting the grain back in the bag if it fell out at all.
I will then go back and grab Far Traveler's arm. Like, come on, let's go.
I'm gonna
Okay.
realize I'm alone with Kaylin and run out after them.
When Lee starts to run out, Kylan is gonna be like, "No, come back, and chase after her." Don't
I'm gonna
leave me
teleport
again.
to Far Traveler again.
So, do I find my?
I
Do I
haven't
find
remembered
my
to drop Hex yet.
Lee, I'm not letting you out of my sight again. Oh, I'm so happy.
Do I find my elk mat?
Don't you have a telepathic link to your elk?
I think so. Yeah.
Then yeah, you definitely do.
Okay, so if it's carrying any stuff, I'm just gonna push it off, and put Vola on. I'm gonna like hop up on top of the elk with Vola in front of me, and I'm going to wait for Far Traveler and Jack to show up, and then ask him where the hut is, or the Agatha's house is.
So Jekt walking up behind Thok and seeing him push the bags of nails and grain and a couple barrels of beer off. I look up and see a couple other people looking at me. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they're not happy. Like, what's happening?
I'm just kind of
Lives are at
Stammer.
stake. Don't worry about it.
Well, post haste then.
Isn't that
Where's-
explicitly what you should do when lives are at stake?
Where's the hut?
to the
Don't
northeast.
yawn at me. Tell me where the
Sorry. It's this way, and I lead him towards the northeastern side of the village, back to the Agatha's hut.
Okay. I like pull you up and put you on the elk as well, and I'm gonna try to like put a little bit of. That's not how physics works, is it? I'm trying to like lift Jack up so the saves of the horse some strain, but that's not how it works. Can
What'd
I do
you
that?
say?
Can I lift Jack onto the horse and just like go as fast as we can? Or elk?
I mean, you can do that, but the elk is starting to act burdened.
Don't even care. Just run as fast as we can.
You get the
So-
sense that it's unhappy.
So,
Don't care.
is Jack still holding onto my arm during this?
As best as I possibly can.
Oh Christ!
Okay, nope.
Because it was just kind of a
Keep pace
reaction,
with the
because I
elk.
wasn't expecting. I was just like, "Ugh." So, okay. Did you say Far Traveler's like running alongside the elk?
As
I'm
best
doing
as I
like-
can, but I think it's faster than me.
Yeah.
I mean, with a low
maybe
intelligence
not.
score, you don't know that you're tired, so you just like keep sprinting full
It
speed.
just gives him disadvantage on checks.
Yeah, but it's not as funny that way. Fucking
So I'm imagining like Thok holding one arm, holding me on one arm, and then I'm holding on to Far Traveler, and Far Traveler is just kind of like derpy running like as fast as he can next to his elk, and I'm like screaming, like, "Oh God!" Like, skipping
And
in
I'm like
between the elk and Thok.
stutter running behind him, interspersing like little hops with my teleport.
Meanwhile, Kylin is at the back running, screaming, "Wait! Don't leave me!"
I don't want to let you out of my sight again. Then catch up, bitch.
The imagery is just. Oh, it's just so fantastic. As this scene of Thok holding on to the two of you, attached to a far traveler who is constantly being teleported to by Lee. And then in the distance, just Kylan disappearing behind the different huts.
Kylan will transform into a giant eagle to make sure she can always see Lee.
There you go. Oh my word, that's great.
Oh dear.
I'll give
Lee
Thok
is now being chased
inspiration
by a
for that.
giant eagle.
Alex speed is 50, so dashing at 100.
Elk speed encumbered might be 40, in which case I can keep up.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Far Traveler can keep up. You do all eventually end up at Agatha's hut.
A little worse for wear.
I'm pretty sure eventually Lee does get left behind as the teleportation isn't as far as it needs to be.
Not as a
I'll give
giant
you some
elk, she's
bonus
not, or giant eagle,
So-
she's not.
I can do
Lee.
90 feet in a round.
Yeah, she's faster.
That is-
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Yeah, that's right. You're good
Yeah.
with that. Okay, so it takes Kylan a little bit to catch up, but everyone does show up around the same time.
Kylan's a giant eagle.
Fly speed.
So,
What's your fly
of
speed?
Actually, probably like
It's like 110.
Never mind, everyone gets
It's
there at the
something
same
ridiculous.
time.
yeah. We're together.
Alright.
So I'm going to very gently scoop Vola into my hands as I'm getting off the elk, and then run up to the door of Agatha's house and just kick it open.
Ah! Who are you? Ah! You! Ah!
Fuck!
Ah! She casts a spell at you.
I will then.
All right.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I will then burst in, just stick my head in, like, Agatha, wait, sorry, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's too
Why
late.
do you keep doing this, Thok?
My sister is in danger and she needs help right now.
She has been stable.
Disregarding,
She's been stable this entire time.
completely disregarding checked, and like goes over to a nearby table, like the closest table he can find. No matter what's on it, he's just gonna freaking like a cat, just like scrape everything off the table and lay her on there.
There's
You
a
better hope that wasn't her alchemy table. She'll be furious.
Yeah, I will do my best to catch or save any alchemical supplies that are on there, and then yell at Thok, "There's a goddamn bed over there!"
I did say Thok's inspiration. Thok, you do nothing as she power word stuns you.
Checked. Hurry. Counterspell or something.
Is this before or
He
after
definitely-
I knocked the table off?
That's the second you open the door. Or kick
Okay,
in the door.
got
She's
it.
like,
So,
fuck!
as soon as that happens, I will stick in my, do the whole. Agatha, I'm sorry, it's me. I'm sorry.
All I can see is like perfect reaction. She did it as soon as he kicked the door in, so he's stunned with his foot in the air.
Oh god, no.
I will. So while I'm saying sorry, I'll like have my hands up and then look over at Thok and see that he's kind of like teetering over. I'm like, oh god, just trying to keep him up. A little heavy for me, but I got it.
A little heavy as he's carrying Vola too.
Well, I mean, if it's already weighted on the ground, I can probably push it back up and get it balanced again.
It being Thok.
The
Don't do-
amalgamation of Thok and Vola.
I help him stabilize it, too.
Don't do that!
My sister she needs help and healing. I say with like
I will-
clenched teeth.
I'll take my cloak and just kind of casually hang it over Thok's head. Just kind of like, okay, that's enough. And I will let her know that this is Vola, and we're gonna take care of her. And I'll take Vola from Thok very difficultly, in great difficulty, and then lay her on the bed.
If Jack stops bracing Thok after he takes Vola, I'll let go of Thok as well.
Thok, you just go for BAM! Thok, you get to make your con save now.
Okay. Give me a sec. Con save. Doot. Boop.
Okay. You, after hitting the ground, you can move again.
I kind of shake myself off, and then like go right next to Bola on the bed. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So
This
you
one
know
out
Agatha?
now! Now out! 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 And she starts
No,
pushing
no.
her finger into your chest. No! Out! 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 Out!
Go-
Out!
okay.
Out!
I'm going to put my hand very firmly on her wrist and intimidate her and say,
Mm.
"This is my sister. I will stay here and see she is recovered.
So,
Thank you for your service."
you haven't taken the cape off your head, I remember, so that's great.
Yes. I will then.
Well, I would have taken the cape off my head.
Sure
right
you
when she
would
was
have.
there.
I will then grab Thok's shoulder and say, listen, you need to step out while we take care of this. She's been fine, and I will make sure that no harm comes to her. Please trust me on this.
Also, you killed my parents, so.
Put that card there, under there. Just,
Well, did that stuff happen before I did the roll?
You gonna play the dead family card?
When you rushed over and
you
she said,
intimidated her.
oh,
Okay.
yeah, I suppose after intimidation happened.
Oh.
She backs down a little bit.
And
What
then,
did I say?
and
Help your sister.
And then I calm down and say, "Sorry about that. I'm really sorry."
And about that time is when I did. They thought you need to get out. We'll take care of her. I promise.
But I need to make sure she's okay.
And I'll nod to Far Traveler and ask for some help getting this blubbering mess out.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab Thok's hand and start walking towards the door.
And then I just walk out the door.
Agatha, I am so sorry about that.
He's not allowed back in here. Ever.
I can understand why. Yeah. He is very passionate about his sister. All right, let's see what we can do. How can I help you?
Well, I have made this antidote. She pulls out a vial of what looks like Quicksilver. You're pretty sure it's not, but it has that same property of the way Quicksilver kind of moves. And instead of being silver, though, it's a deep blue, and blues, a mix of blues. This is going to be painful for her. But this is going to go where her the other substances.
Did Kylan, did she make it in? Is she close?
Currently you're the only one in there, however the others could enter if they so desire.
I will.
No, I'm
will
in.
Call for Kylan and talk to her and say,
Approximately
Kylan
that
is.
time a giant eagle flaps into the house.
Don't be a giant eagle in here. You'll get
I
stunned.
think I fit the doorway.
I will explain to Kylan that, this is the procedure. This is what we're going to do, and I need you to ease as much pain as you can, to, not, hopefully she doesn't cry out in pain, because Thok's going to probably get a little crazy if that happens.
Can I hear all this?
Easing pain is what I'm
Perception
best at.
check.
Are you still crying like a baby?
To myself, kind of like quietly.
I will.
You don't hear anything.
Okay.
So Agatha is now very distracted. There's a lot of people in her hut. You stop messing with that, pointing at Lee. Stop. That's mine.
Oh yeah. It's very nice.
Are you helping?
Lee,
Then get out!
what are you doing?
Is this pewter?
Oh my God, Lee, get out!
Well, yeah, it actually is. I've been
very
studying
pretty.
its properties. Oh yes, I agree. Oh, but I think we're a little busy. If you would kindly not infiltrate my
I
medicine.
won't be in the way. I'll just keep wandering around.
All right. I will turn to Agatha. And... Aw. Is he gonna kick your ass again?
No,
Anyway.
not kick. Whip.
Oh, whip.
Whip.
Oh.
Whip.
Whip it real good.
I will spend up to 9 staff charges on lesser restorations to try to relieve the pain from Vola.
I will turn to Agatha and kind of nod and reassure her that we're here to help and we should probably get going.
Drow are weird.
But she's a human right now.
Oh, right.
Does
Humans
Agatha
are
mention
weird.
Drow are weird?
No, she says humans are weird.
Okay. Meanwhile, I'm still holding Thok's hand.
Agatha said that humans are weird?
Yep, she does.
Is Agatha not a human?
She looks human to you.
I would also like to try and figure out what she means by that, because I might have some experience with stuff and or things.
Hags.
Yeah, hag. When she says that, that makes Jack a little bit quizzical on what exactly she meant by humans.
Is there some sort of check I can do?
You can do perception if you're trying to see through an illusion.
No, that'd be investigation or intellect. So
Investigation is more of getting in their face, touching them type of
well, if
thing.
you're seeing through
Specifically
illusion,
for illusions in 5th edition, it is investigation.
Okay,
yeah.
you can do investigation.
Oh.
I'd like to do an insight on the humans are weird.
Well, you may. She thinks humans are weird.
I will also kind of scrutinize that statement and study her a little bit and see if I can see through anything.
Humans are weird, dude.
Humans are weird.
I knew one who turned blue for a little while.
Yeah, that did happen.
Was Jack ever blue and old at the same time?
No. It
No.
was not. Because it was a ghost that turned me old, I got cured, and then it was a wild magic spell that turned me blue.
Right.
Then he got cured at the Druid Temple.
I'll tell you it. Anyway, let's begin our procedures.
Okay, so the procedures are as described, rather excruciatingly painful. She actually has about 10 syringes full of this substance, and she says, "We will inject this into the main points of her body. I hope you don't mind nudity, because we're going to have to strip her down.
Oh,
I mean, we can keep her underwear on, but it's just some people are weird."
So Jack says it's a body. It's the name of medicine, but secretly, being a 19-year-old boy, he rustles his jimmies a bit.
I mean, being a 19-year-old boy, we'll see how rustled his jimmies are.
Was that a cool breeze? Uh-oh.
Oh no, my jimmies. Death.
That one got me. Okay.
So, Thok, it's gonna be a bit like that.
Yeah, I figured.
Agatha takes the first syringe, puts it into one of the main points on her upper chest in the pectorals, kind of like the key points on the body. And she slowly injects it in, and Vola begins to shake and sweat. No screaming. And then she kind of like has Jack do it too. And he does one. Shaking gets worse. And then she's like, "I expect the screaming to start." And then she starts the injection, and a blood-curdling scream from Vola echoes throughout the little hut.
Okay.
And out the door.
At the
Yeah,
first
right when I
sign of
hear that-
pain, I'm using less restoration to try to relieve the pain from her.
First scream of pain or first sign?
at the first sign of pain.
Okay, so it does help some, which is probably why it's taking so long for it to hurt as much as it does. However, we'll give you one more injection before she does scream out.
I can do this a couple of times. Like
Okay.
5. I can do it 4 times.
One second. Lee is doing things.
Don't you fucking do anything to my sister.
Oh wow. No. It's nothing to do with that.
Okay, good.
He's pilfering the medicine cabinets.
No.
He's
I'll give
stealing
you some
pewter.
Well, we'll see.
Why pewter?
Because it'll hurt more.
But why spoon?
Okay, that's good.
So yeah, I can do up to 4 lesser restorations.
Okay.
And then I will do my usual for just like laying a hand on and imbuing some natural magic for the rest.
Okay, so 4 lesser restorations will give you 8 injections, which is great because it's 10. And they're
So
almost
wait, are
done.
we ruling that's 2 per? Because I might be willing to risk my staff.
Restoration.
You may, if you want.
All right, I'm risking the staff.
Okay.
So let's see. I think it's on a 1. I lose it, right?
Yep, I don't want it breaks.
Come on. All right.
All
okay.
right.
So yeah, I'll use all 10 then. All 10 charges.
Okay. So, no scream. She does have a cold sweat, and it has been shaking fairly uncontrollable, but you don't let her get to the point of excruciating pain in her unconscious state. So, fuck, you don't actually hear anything. However, this process takes about 10 minutes. It would have taken longer if it had been with a lot of screaming.
Yeah. No, Thok would have definitely tried to bust in the goddamn place.
Yeah. When it starts to get intense inside and everybody's focusing, I'm gonna get bored and go back outside. Let Thok kind of know that things seem to be going pretty okay.
Okay.
Okay. Remember that I hexed Far Traveler and drop it.
Going to look blankly at Thok for a minute and then just sort of slowly pull my hand away from him.
So what was it?
And when you try to pull your hand away, Thok just like grabs onto your hand again, just like
sobs into your palm. So for Lee, was it just you looked at Far Traveler and there was just like Thok was crying into his hand and there was just spittle coming out of Far Traveler's mouth, just like
No. Simpleton smile.
oh.
Not that part, but that was.
Oh dear.
So, Thok and Kylan, you're the only 2 left in there with.
You inject.
Sorry, Jack and Kylan, you're the only 2 left in there with Agatha and Vola. Vola, where the remaining tattoos were, instead of having that dark ink, it has that same property as the liquid you injected into it. All over her body. She's still shaking and feverish, however, she seems to be stable, but better than stable, I guess.
Has she regained consciousness yet?
She hasn't. Oh, we finished our parts. Now it's the substance. It should go in and neutralize, and hopefully it will leave on its own in due time.
And how long do you expect?
Something like that to be cleaned out of the blood system in full. A few days, maybe longer.
How long until you believe she'll be conscious?
I suggest some rest. You might be able to get to her in a day or two. Maybe less.
Well, thank you, Agatha. Your help is very appreciated. I'm sure Thok will thank you if he could enter the building.
Which he's not allowed to do.
But I will just say that he's probably very grateful.
Good. I mean, I saved his sister. You helped. You did help. You just made her not hurt, which is, I guess, good.
Better than you know. Now, what can we do for you? What is your payment?
Yes, good. I was hoping we get to this point, because I've got something in mind. Yes. I want a vial of your blood.
Of
Oh, I usually give charred meat.
kind of stunned. My blood?
Yeah, blood.
Why my blood?
Can I do you one better, Agatha?
Probably not.
I have
Probably
half
not.
orc demon blood. One vial, exactly.
I don't want that. I want his blood.
Again, what's so interesting about my blood?
Apparently more than you know.
Well,
God damn it, Jeff.
Whatever.
Have we stepped into another deal with the devil?
I hope so. God, I hope so. Well, whatever. She did. Her voice and demeanor completely changed. Oh, wow.
Kylan
She
will
is
cast
excited as
Shillelagh
part of it.
and stamp her staff to the ground and ask what her intentions with his blood are.
No. That's not very kind for someone who saved your friend.
I'll look at Kyla and say, "It's just blood. How dangerous could it be?"
Oh, I don't know. I only, fled the Templars in case of my blood.
Good point. Can
But
I
what,
trust you
but
to...
what would I know?
Agatha, can I trust you to not use this for anything devious?
I am a 100% a good being.
Can I do an insight on that?
You may.
I would like to as well.
Don't.
She seems completely honest.
I believe she's 110% good being.
Yes,
All right.
but are your intentions good with this blood?
You can trust me, I promise.
I would feel a lot more comfortable if you would just tell me why. What's so different about my blood?
She
Sorry.
She sits down on the floor and sighs. Okay. That's understandable. Your grandfather was a little bit more than just a regular man. Human,
Kinda-
yes. Human, yes. But his bloodline and yours is a little bit more special than a regular folk.
When she mentioned my grandfather, it just kind of like caught me on my heels, flat-footed, and like not say anything because I'm still stunned. I'm like, thinking, how could she know who I'm related to, and how could she know him, and yeah, on and on, while I'm listening to her talk.
You knew Jack's grandfather.
I knew of him. Well, that's not true. I did know him a little bit. The resemblance is uncanny.
Well, I guess I never thought of my grandfather as a... How
You
did
cut
you
out.
know him? I guess I never imagined my grandfather as a young man. How did you know him?
Oh, it was almost like another life. But we spent some time together in the Obsidian Tower.
When she mentions that, like, it hits me like a ton of bricks, and I quickly grab my book and show it to her. I was like, "Are you talking about this?" Which has that symbol on there.
That is the symbol of the Obsidian Tower, yes.
What is it? I've had this book for so long, but I never knew exactly what it was.
It was our little organization, let's say.
At hearing that, Kylan is going to retrieve Vola and curtly let herself out of the room.
I would not move her. She needs rest.
Can she rest on an L? Because this seems like a private conversation that I don't want to be a part of.
You can leave all you want, but she stays until she's better.
Fox not going to handle this well, but Kylan's going to walk out.
I'll keep probing and asking questions about what organization are you talking about?
When Kylan walks out, I'm going to walk in.
Kylan stepped out. Lee stepped in.
Do you mind if I keep talking in front of your friends? Or friend, or this person? Who keeps on signing me weird things like, I like your food? I may have missed one of those words, I don't remember. We were busy at the time.
Kind of a little bit preoccupied, because now this is the first time in months that I've heard anything about my grandfather, or very, his past at all, really. So I kind of really don't care that she's in there. I'm just laser beam focused on Agatha at the moment.
We at the Obsidian Tower had one major goal, and that was the seeking of knowledge and power. With a sub goal that goes well with that, which was tapping into the divine. And I was slightly altered. And yeah, that's more or less that.
Did you say divine? As in
deitic from the gods?
One in particular, or just fucking with them in general?
Not nothing like that. We were trying to develop a stronger connection to a god, and we succeeded. More or less.
When you say altered, what do you mean?
Did I say altered?
I thought I heard that Agatha was altered a little bit.
Yeah, that the succeeding happened on me, and I'm a little different than I used to be.
Did this happen?
I snicker again.
Did this happen to my grandfather as well?
Maybe. The signs really only showed on me, and shortly after our success, the Templar Order became very powerful, and they caught us. Well, him. And everyone else. I'm the only one who got away.
Well, I'm glad you did. But how were you changed exactly?
I was made into a being of half celestialness, kind of, is what we kind of decided later. Or I did, with inspiration.
I kind of casually scan the room for any spider paraphernalia.
The only holy symbols that you've been able to determine are the ones of the shield with the multi-cross on them.
Okay, I'll relax again.
Have we? Could you can I recognize that? Have I seen it anywhere before? Emblem.
Do a religion check. Ooh. Your
Maybe
mind's not in it.
Yeah, I'm just too taken aback by the conversation of divinity and celestials and whatnot.
Anyone that's seen the symbol can make a religion check. Which is technically everyone, but Doc's gonna have disadvantage because he was kind of busy. Wow.
Well,
Nice roll.
I mean, even with disadvantage, Doc knows his crosses.
Yeah.
So Thok, it's not really pertinent to you. Same with Far Traveler at this very moment, but you would recognize it based on the symbols you've seen in the temple to be Ishjin's.
Have I ever seen it in the vicinity that I saw the Dark Tower emblem?
With the Dark Tower emblem?
Yeah, you said I've seen it personally.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Not with the emblem, no.
Okay.
There was an emblem, but you never saw anything of a tower. Obsidian Tower.
Okay. Continuing the questioning. Asking her then, why then, if she doesn't know if my grandfather was altered, would she need my blood?
We did a lot of different experiments, and I believe that if anything, it would have been passed to you. Especially if he did get some sort of alterations. If not, then there's other uses for someone's bloodline.
Well, if my grandfather trusted you, then I will too. I'll roll up my sleeve and take a syringe.
I used one.
I'm sorry.
You
I
get
used,
rolled
yeah,
at
probably
eights.
not a used one. And draw a vial of blood and hand it to her.
Thank
Is
you.
there anything remarkable about it at all? Has it been activated by anything that touches it or anything weird?
So you give it to her, and she kind of looks at it, swirls it a bit, and then flicks the glass very gently, and a ripple goes through, but nothing too odd. Seems pretty normal. Yes, thank you.
Actified. Yeah, I made it dumb.
If you could get me some of that demon orc blood, that'd be good. But I don't need it. Just research purposes.
Kind of chuckle a little bit. Did I take some of it myself? I remember I took some. No, I didn't really. Okay. I don't know how much I'd be able to help you there, but this obsidian tower, is there anything left of it?
The tower was special. We kind of called upon it from a different plane of existence. And by kind of, I mean we did. It definitely, at one point at least, and it might still, it had a location tied to it. but the tower itself could be gone. It's hard to say. I was out of there. I got out, and the last thing I heard was everyone was dead, and your grandfather as well. Which is why it was nice to see you. Maybe he's alive.
Do I know anything about this tower? Or, because now, like, in my head, I'm going to start to try and relate it to anything from my past.
It would be I believe it was a history check. That's what I have people do.
Okay. Cool.
Doesn't ring any bells.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
So, is there anything else I should know about the Obsidian Tower? My grandfather?
The Obsidian Tower has a lot of books I'm missing. If you find it, if you could bring me my books, that'd be great. As for your grandfather, he was a great man. She kind of smiles to herself. Yeah, he was a great man.
I snicker again.
Yeah. Grandma? Afterwards, just kind of that dick just kind of take it in and I'll grab the book again and show it to her and ask if she can decipher any of these words. 'Cause I've been unable to read them.
All I see are blank pages.
I'll look at the book again. Do I see anything?
Yeah.
Superiorly, vastly confused. In real life as well. Like, just try and desperately point him out to her. Like, it's right there. And I will try and I'll search frantically in kind of like a panic, because this is weird, for something to write on and try and copy the symbol that I see.
Every time you try to copy a symbol, it blurs in your mind and you can't write it down. If it's your grandfather's journal, it was always cursed that only he could read it. And if you can see something, that means that you're cursed too. I'm just kidding. It's because of your connection to him.
Was there any way I could strengthen it? I mean, there might be something in these pages that is important.
Perhaps finding the Obsidian Tower will help you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that information. I'll kind of grasp her hands and just kind of take a silent moment, remembering, my grandfather. This person was attached, connected to him somehow, and kind of drawing off that, that energy and that memory. And then I will...
Ooh, is that ivory?
That's very rare. Don't touch that.
Oh, okay.
I'll kind of wink at her and say, I'll see if I could do something about that blood. And then I'll walk outside.
So when you grab her hands, her immediate reaction is to pull back a little bit, but she actually settles into your hands instead of fully pulling away.
Interesting.
Her hands are very warm and almost feel kind of like they make your hands almost tingle with energy and warmth.
I'll make a mental note of it, but I won't say anything. They feel like agate. When I exit the room outside, I'll turn to Kailin and say, well, I have convinced her that she doesn't need my blood, and she actually needs that half-orc demon blood.
Can I do an insight?
You may go ahead and do a deception check.
Oh yeah, well, I guess here you go.
With Kailin, I thank you.
Anything for Vola.
Um,
I'm gonna walk outside at this point and ask, so why does she need blood?
I'm not sure. She does alchemy, and so I'm assuming it's for that. And
Okay.
I'll walk back inside and then kind of tap Agatha on the shoulder, and then while she's looking at me, toss her the vial that has like really, really boldly written on it, "Orc demon blood."
Perfect. Demon Lord keeps interfering with this land. Need to. This will help.
Demon Lord, you know something about that? We actually ran into these creatures. That's where we got the blood from. What's going on with that?
I would hope you didn't just steal it off of some random person. Ah. This whole mage war, the mages are using any means possible to stop the Templars from destroying their way of life and also the whole entire multiverse.
So they're summoning demons as pawns.
Well, in this case, it's the Demon Lords sending help.
The
Can't
mages
terrorize
are
mortals if there are no mortals to terrorize.
This is good knowledge. Well, thank you. And flash her a smile again as I walk out and saying,
Flirting with
hopefully
your
we meet
grandmother.
again. Yeah, flirting with your grandmother. not what I think it is at this point.
If you're anything like your grandfather, I hope so.
Oh dear.
Oh damn! Rustled my jimmies. Then I'll walk back outside and with my book in my hand, I'll clench it and just keep staring at the symbol.
Oh dear God, Jack! Why do you have a boner again?
What? I'll quickly hide it. Thuck, your sister will be fine, but she needs to rest. Unfortunately, you're no longer allowed in this building. But I can assure you, she's doing very well.
Okay. Did you bring her out here?
No, she's sleeping in the bed in
Okay.
the healer's hut.
Okay. Is she gonna remain there until tomorrow?
For a few days at least.
I would rather she slept by my side.
That's creepy. Like, I mean, we haven't said it. You've been doing it, and we haven't said anything. But really, Thok, it's creepy.
I do not. Pardon me for wanting to keep an eye on my sister who is in a fucking coma.
You can keep an eye on her without physically touching her.
Okay, I'm not allowed in the store. I can't sleep in there, so I'm not really sure how I can keep an eye on her when I'm not sleeping.
After a exasperated sigh, I'll point out a sloppy, messy bit on the ground and say, well, you can sleep there if you really want to.
Okay. And Thok's just gonna, like, he'll say, I'll return here tonight to make sure everything's okay.
I'm actually gonna duck back inside. Hey Agatha, you said you were like half celestial, right?
Something like that.
Okay. So what do you know about contacting other planes then?
Oh, it takes a strong bit of magic and some time, but it's not impossible. Why?
Is that something that's possible for you?
Which plane?
The Shadowfell?
There was a 747 I was kind of interested in.
Cessna.
What? Oh, the plane.
Yeah, which plane? Yeah.
I've
The
heard that it is.
Shadowfell?
I've heard that it is fly like a G6.
Here.
Sorry.
Roll a d6.
Shadowfell is not really what I'm connected to.
Well, yeah. No, I guess I guessed that.
But I might be able to help if you help me with something.
Chase a demon.
I mean, before I agree to anything, let me specify that I'm more wanting to summon something.
She gives you a grin. And what is it that you want to summon?
Something that needs to be bound. An old mage.
The old mage of the Shadowfell. Is it from... She kind of gives you a look over. I see. Well, I'm sure we could figure something out, but are you sure you want to do that now?
I mean, it would give us something to distract Thok at the very least. He's a little distraught about his sister's predicament.
I don't know if it would be a all or nothing sort of thing, or I could get some of the power across, like an aspect.
I'm not sure that would work, but I can do some research and keep you in mind, I suppose.
Well, if you
What would
find
your price
anything
be?
at my price. I want one artifact of knowledge that I don't know.
An artifact of something you don't know?
An artifact of knowledge, as in, it doesn't have to be an actual object. Something I don't know.
Do you want to keep it, or do you just want to study it?
Well, if it's an actual thing, I would want to at least study it. If it's just knowledge for knowledge's sake that I don't know, then knowledge is shared freely.
Then I would gladly let you study the object that we're going to bind this thing to.
A deal.
Okay. Let me speak to my party about it, and we'll see what they have to say first. But we might come back to this.
Sounds good. I do have something project. One moment, and she goes into her piles of resources and materials and starts digging through and finds a little box and just, this is good. Put something in the box.
She turns around. I'm like out the door and saying, "Jack, your girlfriend wants you."
Wait, Vola's the wake?
No. What?
Like, severely embarrassed on one side, also embarrassed on the other side, and super confused. I'll just walk in, like, just walk in the building.
Jack, I have a gift for you. And she hands you a box with a little ribbon on it. A gift. A present.
Oh. What for? Thank you, but what's the occasion?
Well, for one, I feel like it'd be good to get into contact with you. It starts kind of mumbling to herself. It's nothing. It's something I thought would be helpful.
I'll give her a smile and then open up the box.
All
What's
right.
in the box?
What's in the
Make a
box?
hand.
It's her dick.
Why is there a dick in here? And why is it singing?
Dear Lord. It is a simple stone.
Did you say a simple stone?
Yes, it is a sending stone.
Sending.
Actually,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I said simple, but it looks just like a simple stone. I thought that if you wanted to talk about anything, it'd be nice to have something for us to get in touch. I have the other half of that sending stone, so
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Just met you and this is crazy.
Here's a sending stone.
And I'm your grandma.
Oh boy. I did do the nasty in the past. I will graciously accept it and tell her that I will keep her in my thoughts as we'll travel. Pasty. Yeah, I think I tried to say pasty, but like my throat up. So to do the nasty and the pasty.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
She's real.
Okay. Alright.
I think that it is time for a rest.
Agreed. I will certainly see you tomorrow to check on how Vola is doing. Thank you again. As I take my leave.
Could you bring me another bed? I don't have to.
Oh, it's not a patient bed.
In kind of the buildings around, are there any beds or anything?
Most of it's stonework. The buildings around are actual housing for like old residential dwarfs, and most of it there's no like mattress or anything. It's just stonework.
So I see Jack looking around for a bed.
He's looking around for something.
Okay. What are you looking for?
A bed. It seems the healer. Apparently, Vola's on her bed.
Okay. I'm going back here tonight so I can grab a bed from the Ergen, wherever the fuck the dwarf town is, the dwarf tower. I'll grab one from there. I'll grab two from there, and I'll sleep here tonight. Okay.
All right, hurry back. It seems like she is turning in.
Okay. I hop on my elk and I just go straight to the underground tower of the place.
Erdim.
Erdim. Yep.
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 Okay.
I've
They-
been to the sleeping quarters of Erdim. Do I remember if they have beds there or not?
No one has been down there yet.
No, I have. I took Warmer
Lee
down there
has.
to
Oh
set up a
yeah,
room.
yeah, that's right. There was again stonework beds, but these actually had mattresses on them that were actually pretty high quality and well kept.
So the odds of Thok finding a true bed down in Erdim is not great.
No, it's not.
Do I remember seeing any actual like wooden beds up top when I was scouting the town looking for Templars and survivors and stuff?
Yes, there were definitely beds around in different buildings, and while you were looking around, you found some.
Okay, I'll mention to Jekt. He's not going to find a bed in Erdim. We should go get one. No, really, we should go get one.
Do you go and get a bed?
Yes, we will look for one. And grab one. Get it. Yes.
Thok's
Okay.
still gonna like try to rip a bed from the goddamn wall if he can.
Yeah.
You guys find a pretty decent wooden bed, in, closer to the center of town, where that's where people live. They live pretty centralized in the town.
We will yoink it and bring it back.
Okay. Thank you. It's been a long. I don't remember the last time I slept. It's been a long time. I'm going to go to sleep.
And with that, we better farewell for the last time. We'll head back to our barracks.
Sounds like a party.
Alright, so you head back. The rain has stopped. It's pretty late in the afternoon. It's probably early to mid evening by this point. 6, 7 o'clock. What are you guys
Okay.
doing?
So
I'm hungry.
Walking back to the hall. What do we call it? Uldim?
Erdim.
Erdim.
Erdim. Just kind of walking back to the hall, not really saying anything, and I keep glancing over the pages of the book and focusing on the symbol, see if I can see any change or a glimmer of anything.
Not at this point.
I will just continue flipping through and being very confused and thinking about what Agatha was saying.
Okay, So while you're flipping through, you turn to a page, and in plain text it says, "You've grown so much." And then you blink, almost in surprise of the plain text, and it's gone. You recognize your grandfather's handwriting, however.
So that just knocks me like on my ass. Not literally, but just like stop walking and like just very kind of upset, but also happy at the same time. And it would be noticeable that I'd have tears if it weren't raining, and then just kind of draw my hood further over and continue walking with the rest of the group.
Why do you look like an emo teenager?
It's nothing.
you're not one to talk.
It's not a phase. Emo teenager with a goth drow. Just nice.
I mean, I have some black face paint if you want, really, but come on.
Just kind of stay quiet and say, just thinking about something.
It's not racist if a fantasy character is blackface.
Yeah, it's called a disguise at that point.
Yeah. Okay. So as you guys head down into Erdim, you find that everyone is being served really well cooked food. However, from what you can see, everyone is accounted for, and every once in a while, a floating platter of food shows up.
Floating platter of food.
Mm-hmm. It shows up, lands on the table, and the lid gets taken off and disappears. The food is fairly basic, and it seems to be enough to feed, but not so much that it's using up resources to a great extent.
Oh, good job, James. Figuring out how to ration.
It's actually King Oric. He's offered to feed us today.
Oh.
I thought he said he didn't have food.
There was no food.
He just had beer.
But we brought the food, and he started to cook it.
Oh, so he's just cooking with your food.
Nah,
No,
you know,
well-
everybody has hobbies.
That's fair.
He likes the host.
I could get behind that.
He did say he wanted living people in his area again.
That sounds creepily ominous, but I'm down with that.
Hey, Val.
Okay, so during this time, Thok is going to, first off, before like looking for any mattresses or anything, when he gets there, he's actually going to look for a blacksmith that can work with the armor that he has.
Okay, do an investigation check.
Yep. Also, Far Traveler, you took all the amulets, right?
As far as I know, I'm not caught up to you because you took off with the elk, but Far Traveler does have the amulets.
Right,
I know
I'm
that.
just curious. Okay, investigation.
You're not able to find anyone. Most people are not really wanting to talk. No, I mean, they do some, but, they're distracted.
Okay.
Could he perhaps try and curry favor by being persuasive instead of investigating?
Sure.
Okay.
Try
I'm going to
persuasion.
see if I can persuade someone to put me in the right direction.
Okay, so eventually you do find someone of a blacksmithing nature. Strong-looking older gentleman, looks to be a worker all his life, in his late 30s, early 40s. The scruff beard. Ugh.
You seem to be someone who can work with their hands.
I dabble.
Okay. Do you diddle?
Oh my god.
What?
I realized when I said the first sentence, I just had to go with it. And then as soon as I realized what I said, I'm like, that's not what I meant. But anyway, so I have a few sets of armor that I would like fitted to me. And I take my just straps of armor that I have both in the bag and from the elk. It's a combination of the Blackguard, Clayton, and Champion's armor. I put those all down on the ground and I say, I want some kind of mixture of all these kinds of armor that will fit onto me and will just show a very intimidating presence for any Templar who tries to fuck with us.
Well, I can't argue with messing with Templars, so I'd have to charge you for the labor, but you have all the parts.
I'm broke, unfortunately, but I did also, not to like toot my own horn or anything, I did kind of save your life, so.
I understand, but I have a family I have to feed.
Well, I mean, I don't think money is very useful here anymore.
Money is always useful. I'm sure things will go back to normal. When they do, I will have to feed my family.
How about this? How about I invoice you for saving you and your family, and then we take it out of that cut?
How about this? You are in a dwarven stronghold, yes?
Currently.
Wouldn't it be very great to work with some of the greatest dwarven crafting materials and tools of all time? Also, keep in mind that you have me available to be fitted anytime during tonight. Well, before tonight, and you can figure out what you need to kind of bend and tweak in order to fit it to my body. And you have the pleasure of working with those fine tools. And also, I saved your life.
Literally offering to
God
pay with
damn it.
experience.
I'm gonna use my inspiration on that.
Yes.
Oh, that's a 5, 6, and a 7. Well, yeah, I if you can get me
Plus, all the
some. What?
all the materials are right here.
Yes, I was just asking for some compensation for the labor. If you can find me new tools, I'll call it even.
Find you new tools.
That's what you said you would do.
Okay. I will do so, and I would like to. What's your name again?
Frank.
Frank. Frank
Well, to
Smith?
be frank, Bob.
I'm gonna call you Frank Smith.
That's my name.
I will see what tools I can get for you, and I will be back sometime in the next few hours.
Alright, if you want, I can measure you real fast and we can start this process.
Oh, perfect.
There's a specific measurement I'm interested in for Thok.
About 2 inches.
Really? His forearms are only 2 inches? Wow.
Yeah. Very tiny, actually.
I let him measure me.
Alright, he does some quick measurements. He has a calibrator and a notepad to take notes. Okay, just give me the tools and call it even.
Okay. At this point, I would like to look for someone from the party, and as I'm passing through the main hall, like just kind of passing by, I want to like just grab food from the table, like with my hands, and just shove it in my mouth.
As long as you don't grab it with your feet, that's acceptable.
Just so I can feed myself.
It wasn't actually food. It was just a platter of dirty underwear.
So at this point, if I don't find any of the party, then I would like to look around for tools.
Okay, what is the rest of the party doing?
Last I heard, we were still
Arriving.
walking back because he took off galloping on his elk. So
That's true.
what are we doing, DM?
You guys are walking back. On the way, is there anything you guys wish to do? Or just head back?
Well, I'm pretty sure our goal is just to head back. So.
I like how Thok has given up and finding Agatha bed.
He's not giving up. He's just side questing. That's common in any RPG.
Yeah.
One that doesn't take into account time. But, okay, whatever.
Far traveler.
Hmm.
How you had mentioned before we should leave quickly, but Vola is going to need to stay put. Do you think we should stay?
If Agatha is who she says she is, a being of pure good, then I see no reason to worry about her, but good luck convincing Thok.
That was my concern. I feel like Vola should be in safe hands, but yes, good luck convincing Thok of that. How urgent is our leaving to you?
Reasonable. We need to find Calamance as soon as possible.
It would be a while before we could return to Christos for Vola, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Well, let's give it a shot.
Okay.
Worst case, you die.
Yeah, worst case we die. In which case, Vola will be safer than us.
Alright. So after that exchange, Thok, where are you looking for tools?
Somewhere in the Erden.
Okay. You start searching down a tunnel that was neither depicted as the beds or the sleeping quarters or the kitchens. And you wander down for a while. Make a survival check.
Ooh.
Ooh, said you already used your inspiration.
I did.
Wah, wah.
I'm gonna die, aren't I?
You find yourself lost as you entered a small catacomb of different passages for dwarves. So there's a variety of empty rooms that probably once was used for shops and a marketplace. You find what appears to be the path that leads down into the cemetery that was spoken to be below. You don't find any old smithies, however, or any forges, which is very weird for a dwarven place. But you also are very lost.
I say hello. Hello. Anyone here?
After about 5 minutes of just wandering around trying to find your way out, / trying to find where you're going, and someone else, a voice responds.
Oh, no.
Hello? Oi! Who's there?
It is someone seeking a blacksmith.
Well then piss off.
So
This
do
is
I?
the tavern.
Can I see where the voice is coming from?
It seems to be a room that has a bunch of stonework furniture, and a bar.
Is there any people?
You don't see anyone.
Okay. I'm going to say, well, I'm guessing this is a ghost. Can you point me where the blacksmith is?
Yeah, just take a left, and then 2 rights, and then, let's see, follow the curve around to the left, and you'll be right there.
Okay, I would like to exit, take a left, take 2 rights, follow the curve all the way down, and then take a left, and then I'll be there.
No.
He followed the directions a ghost gave him.
He left the bar.
It wasn't that bar.
Oh, it wasn't that bar.
It was that bar. We all know
Totally.
it was that bar.
It's not gonna matter now because he left, so it has to be that bar.
Yeah, that's right. It has to be. He left.
What bar?
There's a special bar.
Yeah. Achievement unlocked.
Nope, you do not unlock the achievement.
Okay.
Doc, you follow the instructions of a ghost, and you end up at a forge.
Yeah. Any smithing tools there?
So the forge, as a brief description, if you remember to The Hobbit, there was that giant forge with the 3 or more vats of the liquid gold, or the gold that they melted to be liquid. There is a similar thing going on, but at a much smaller scale. There are 3 smelting pots that pour into a somewhere they collect it for blades or tools or whatever they're making. And then there's
armor?
Yeah, or armor. And there are a lot more than 3. There are 10 anvil workstations. And as you kind of go through, you're able to find a full set of smithing tools that are of dwarven make.
Okay. So I'm lost. So I'm gonna try to. I left all the armor with him,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to bring my elk with me too. I would
Okay.
I would have wanted to. That's brought it with me. Sorry for making retroactive decisions. And
Fine.
load up the elk with all I can of all the smithing equipment that I can, and then leave, and then I try to remember the location of this place as I'm heading out.
Okay. Do another survival check.
Okay. Well, I remember that from the bar. It is a left, 2 rights, down a long corridor to the left.
Follow the curve.
Okay. Let it be known that Thok has not rolled above a 10 yet.
Except for intimidation.
Right, except for intimidation. So, you remain lost.
Does he find the bar?
You find the tavern again, as
Yes,
you have gone in its
like
full
to-
circle.
I would like to shout out and say, hello.
If you found.
Can you give me directions to go back to the Great Hall?
Is the elk tired of being lost? I bet it can find it real good.
The elk is just following Thok.
It's intelligent.
I know.
Okay.
It's not that intelligent. It may be sentient, but it's not smarter than Thok.
Uh,
I don't think.
Thok's not shown to be above intelligent things, really.
Well,
It's
it
got
might
like
be
an
wiser.
8.
My summons are probably more intelligent than Thok. I don't know about his.
I'm just throwing shade at Thok. It's got intelligence 6. He's got intelligence 8.
Oh, well, shit.
Oh, so it's
okay,
close.
barely.
Well, the voice from the inside goes, "Are you lost or something? Come on, man."
Yes, I am lost, and it's normal to be lost. So, do you know where the Great Hall is or not?
It's not normal to be lost. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I can top you on that.
I
Have
need
you
a
ever
drink.
tried sticking your dick into a forge? That's
Oh
pretty
my
stupid.
god.
Sounds pretty hot to me. No,
No wonder it's 2 inches.
you just
Uh,
follow
anyway.
the path south, and you'll get to the stairs that lead up.
Okay, thank you.
Which
And
way
I-
south?
Do I know which way south is?
Do a survival check.
Oh yes.
Ah,
Okay. You
Thank-
you figure out which one's south, and you do
Yeah, I
end
know
up.
directions on how to get to the forge. It is from the hall north, and then take a left, 2 rights, down the corridor, and then to the left. Okay, I'm gonna remember that. Okay, I bring all the tools back to Frank Smith.
Okay, so while Thok is being lost, everyone else, you show up, and Thok is missing. He's probably
Where's
fine.
Thok?
Who cares? Floating food. Let's go.
You're right. Sit down to eat.
I will also sit down to eat. He's probably busy. Getting lost or something.
About how long has he been lost?
We don't know. We just got here.
Are you gonna ask someone?
Yeah, if they have seen Thok and where he was at, because he got here. He must have gotten here before us since he rode the elk.
Mm-hmm. You ask someone nearby. Oh well, he went down that path, pointing down the one he left. Went down about 3 or 4 minutes ago. I think he was looking for something.
3 or 4 minutes? Man, he'll be fine. I will sit back down to eat.
Okay. So you guys eat and you enjoy your meal, and about 10 minutes go by before you realize that he's still missing. And then, shortly after that, you hear the clop clop sound of the elk.
I look up at Thok, burdened by tools, and go, "That is not a bed."
No, you.
Turn to Jack. I told you we wouldn't find a bed.
Kylan will get up
Oh,
from
no.
her seat and then go look for a bed.
We've already found her a bed. She's good. But when Far Traveler nudges Jack, they'll look up and just kind of laugh. Like, yeah, roll my eyes and kind of chuckle and go back to eating.
Okay. And yet again, Thok's gonna go at a table, just grab like a handful of mashed potatoes and just like into his mouth.
Gross.
And also like grab a drumstick or something and then just gnaw on that. Go back to Frank and say, "All right, Frank, I got you some tools."
Well, in the time it took you to leave and come back, I'm more or less done. I just have a few pieces left.
I like blank expression, take all the tools in my hand right when he tells me that, and I just like drop all of them, and I maintain eye contact. Do you need any of these?
For this? No, but I want them, and that was the payment.
That's true. And also, if you want a really good forge, head into the corridor that is neither the bed or the sleeping or the kitchen. Head north until you get to the tavern. Make a left, and then 2 rights, and then a left down a long corridor to the left, and you're at a very, very nice smith. I'm
It
sure that
gives
you and
you
your family can live there.
a pretty blank expression. I'll remember that, I guess.
I like on a piece of armor that he isn't using, I take my sword and I like etch directions onto it.
The screeching sound as you bring your steel blade against the armor. It just
Does it get-
echoes.
Does it get quiet? Like people just start looking at him, and I'll just like Jackdaw just pop his head up and like look over at what the sound is, and just oh god.
So the continuous chorus that's been going on actually stops during this. And King Oric just stares blankly for a while as this happens.
I have a picture for this.
And eventually it ends, and it's a little bit more silence, and the chorus starts up a little bit. And everything goes back to normal.
Jazz music stops. Yeah, exactly. Alright. And then once that's done, Thok's gonna sit down and eat some food with the group.
Okay.
Kylan's gonna shoot a glance up at Far Traveler.
So, we have a lot of things to address tonight.
Yeah, a lot of things.
Well,
So let's
good
start
luck.
with the important things. So James is in charge. I think they have the food situation handled. They're doing pretty well. Oh, and we need to leave Vola here.
No,
And also we need to find Calamans.
there's one person who I would trust to for protecting Vola, and that is me. And the other person, who I did not mention earlier, is Calamance. I only trust those 2 people.
Well, we need to
And-
go find Callum.
Well, that's our mission, isn't it? So we should be fine.
So
And the
Unless you
strategy of
wanna-
making Vola invisible and
taking her away from
that's
healing.
she has healing injected into her tattoos. She'll be fine.
She can't be moved, Thok.
She has to rest.
Yeah, and she can rest on my elk.
Bouncing up and down as it clops along. That's not rest for her
Yep.
body.
Then I will hold her very gently. That came out different than I was expecting.
But Thok, you do trust yourself to leave her here, right?
No. I will speak to this woman.
I don't think you will, actually.
I will not
I
enter
don't
her
think you
domain.
will.
I will not enter her
So-
domain, but I will speak to her.
Do you trust yourself?
What?
Do you trust yourself?
Of course.
Okay. Then can you trust yourself to make the decision to leave Vola here?
That's a stupid question.
Well, can you?
Can I make a deception check?
What?
Just confused Doc
can I
like
assist?
royally.
He's not gonna change his mind on anything.
But
could
he just
try to
agreed that he trusts himself.
What?
Don't you trust yourself to make your own decisions, Doc? And you're one of the people who you trust with Vola, don't you?
Okay, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go sleep outside her house.
That's
What?
oh my goodness. Thok,
No, you. I'll see you in the morning.
We have business to do before that, Thok.
Okay, fine.
You and
But-
I need to have a talk with these people and get them against the Templars.
Yes, that's correct. Do you want to do that tonight or tomorrow morning?
Tonight would be best while their emotions are still fired.
That's true. Got it.
Yeah, fire.
I will
Well-
participate in this talk as well.
Well, I also remember Kylan mentioning that it might be a good idea to wait a little bit because the wound is kind of fresh. It needs to get infected before anyone does anything about it.
Yeah, that was called lunch.
Oh. Okay, fine. I just remember Kylan saying we should wait a little bit. But
It's been a little bit. We healed Vola, remember?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Alright, so what's the plan?
Gather the people, speak to them.
Okay. What are the words we say?
Well, I have my piece that I'd like to say. I don't know about either of you.
I just shrug at him. My words are with hammers.
fuck Templar bitches.
Yeah, try that.
Okay. So if you gather everyone sometime in the next half hour, then I can have words that are rousing. And I will attempt.
Okay.
Okay, Thok's gonna spend the next, like, half an hour preparing a speech.
Okay. Are you
Kylan's going
guys-
to go to specific individuals who she's spoken to in the past and ask them to start gathering people around that we need to speak to them.
Okay. It doesn't take too much. You guys are the saviors of the town, and they start. Okay. And they gather until the majority. They're mostly there anyways, but they kind of gather in a smaller area so that they're all together, so they can listen.
Who's going first?
I don't intend to specifically say anything. I'm just here as moral support for Thok.
Okay. So, seeing that, like, everyone's kind of, like, waiting around, and there's a big group of people in the Great Hall, Thok's gonna, like, look around and say, alright, I guess it's no. He stands up on top of, like, a table, and he starts reading from a piece of paper, kind of, like, quietly. He's like, so, bad things happen, and then, like, after maybe, like 30 seconds or so of, like, trying to recite, like, from a script, he just crumples out and throws it on the ground, and he says, people of Chrysos, you have just been through a great tragedy in the past few days. The Templars have ransacked your city. They have killed your people, your families, your friends, all in the name of culling mages. And I want you to know that there's a difference between hell and war. Of the two, war is much worse. Innocent bystanders, like you, are put on the front lines and killed for sake of both of these people's words and goals. And I want you to know that the Templars and the mages Even combined, they are a minority. They are less than 10% of our population. You, the people, have the power to take civilization back into your own hands. Each of you has the power to take back your lives from those who would turn them toward their own agendas and their own ways. I myself was a Templar, and I know for a fact that their own ways are flawed. They see all forms of magic as evil, and will stop at nothing to harm even innocent people. And mages, they are on the opposite side of the spectrum, but they are still evil in their own right. As Far Traveler has mentioned, and I have seen, or I have been told, they take souls of living people and encase them for their own power and benefit. So I'm asking you to make your own decision. I believe that people have the power to overthrow both the mages and the Templars. And it starts right here with you. So, be you with me or against me, that is your choice. But if you are with me, then we will retake the world from these mages and Templars. We will create our new one. And Thok slams his sword down, and I would be a lot louder and more passionate if it wasn't 12:30, and say, "Who's with me?"
Do a persuasion check at advantage.
Okay. Cock.
Someone
It's respectable.
shouts from the crowd, "What would you have us do?"
What would you do in revenge of what happened to your city?
There's some murmur in the crowd.
I am going to cast Prestidigitation and just start a slow clap.
I'll join in from the front too.
Just all around the room. I'll do it I'll do the 3 times, all just different claps all around the room and just kind of slowly grow it.
Yeah, I'm gonna clap emphatically because I have the that all eyes on you feature. I just naturally draw attention, so I will clap in response to Thok's
And it's
speech.
so awkward to not clap when other people start clapping.
You get some people to start clapping, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, yeah, we have to take back what is ours. Our right to survive. Yeah. It's pumped up. I'm also not being super loud because it is 12:30 in the morning. So.
The clapping grows to a thunderous applause.
So, and with my sword, raised, brandished in the air, I say, "So, if you are with me, put your fists up into the air if you are willing to take back this world for the people."
I do that.
For the people.
Okay, can I do another persuasion?
They all do it.
Okay, they'll do it? Okay, I don't even have to... Okay, cool.
They got group thoughted together, so.
They all got group thoughted.
I see what you did there.
You see Thok just after he just drops his sword, it decapitates his head.
That solves the issue about leaving Vola with the healer and going to find Calamence, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, all jokes aside, everyone seems pumped, and then after a little bit of it's been a long day.
Kylan will rise and reach into her bag, and she pulls out a bit of dirt in her hands and she starts moving it around into her palms, and she says, "To the people of Chrysos comes a great tragedy. You've committed the crime of compassion and fairness. The Templars bring a heavy-handed fist down upon you, and the mages chaos into this world. But you are that which is natural. And through all trials, that which is natural to this world will remain." And I'll spread it out in front of me and ask Jekt to freeze it. And then I will pick up the frozen dirt.
If Jack
I'll-
cooperates.
I mean, if. Yeah. Jekt, do you cooperate with that?
Kind of reluctantly because I don't know where you're getting at, but I'll shoot a beam of ice at it.
And I'll pick up the frozen dirt and I'll bring it to Thok. And I'll ask that he smite it. Thok, do you smite it?
You might
Yeah,
get
so
tapped.
not really sure what you're doing, but like I take my two-handed greatsword and I slice through it, casting a level 3 smite. Do you want me to roll damage on that?
You blow up the dirt. It just goes.
I will,
Spectacularly.
I will scrounge the remains of the dirt that come around and lift it up and say, "You will survive through all your trials. You are the true fairness of this world. Today, we mourn our dead, but tomorrow, we become the center of peace for this land."
By killing.
Yes, by pillaging. Rape.
I dream of a day where the Templar who slayed my husband and the mage who slayed my daughter may sit at a table in Chrysos together.
So you can kill them both.
For peace. Yeah.
And then when people are like, for peace, Thok is gonna like kind of look down and then look up and say, "Yep,
Are you gonna
we're taking back the world."
like make a plant sprout out of that?
I mean, could.
Perhaps you should, to show that nature overcomes the frozen earth and the smiting.
It was more symbolic of the dirt, but sure. I'll make a flower sprout forth from the dirt I'm holding in my hands.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Alright. We're the flower.
Not only is Kylin a bad druid, this player is a bad druid.
For
That was
the
actually pretty good.
plant.
Yeah, there you go. Triumph of nature. Ta-da!
We are the nature. We are natural.
I wish I could drink.
Upon saying that, there is many beer.
I well, I'm going to we'll save that. Okay, no, I declined.
Most others take a drink. However, at least in the crowd.
Well, that seems sufficient for that.
We'll work on plan for specifics in the morning if that's okay.
we should workshop some ideas.
Or
All
better
right.
yet, we could probably get freaking
James.
James to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I hop on my elk, and I say, "All right, farewell, good night," and I head up towards Agatha's.
I will search for James.
James is there. He was in the group. It's like, all right.
I will provide forward all my notes about mages and any notes I have for research I've done in the past about Templars to him. And I will say, let knowledge be the first strike against ignorance.
Well,
And then I'll just
yeah.
head off.
Don't know. Should we be fighting or peaceful?
Peace requires a lot of killing, as Ray's pointed out.
Well, to be fair, also Kylan has been a lot more chaotic and like vengeful recently.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Does he say that out loud?
No, he left.
Thok's gone.
Not Thok, James. Did he say that out loud?
Yeah, he kind of mumbled it to himself. He's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I'll place a hand on his shoulder, and I'll say, collateral damage will come. We must fight for peace.
Jeez.
I guess that makes sense. Well, I think our first focus tonight is getting over this past couple of days, so good night.
If anybody becomes ill, find me. I will do what I can.
We have you and Agatha now. Alright, does anyone have anything else they want to do before you guys can get your long rest?
Yeah, actually. I
Okay.
will see if Jack is willing to have a talk.
Sure. I kind of noticed that Far Traveler's wanting to say something, and I'll acknowledge him.
So, for a while, we've been wanting to do that tattoo on your hand.
Ah. It kind of pulls me out of my stupor. And I actually put the book away. And I provide him the diagram and my right hand.
Very good. However, I also owe Ulrich stories, so how about we kill two birds with one stone?
Sounds good.
Orc
So-
appears and goes, I heard my name. It's a time for stories.
Yes. I'll actually start walking towards where the throne was.
He'll walk with you.
You'll take a seat, and I sit at the stairs or wherever, if there's convenient seating that it'll be better, and ask Jack for his alchemy kit.
Alright, so he actually has you sit next to him on his throne. Alright, so his throne, and then there's some chairs next to him. And
So, we'll spread out the alchemy kit, and I can begin work on the diagram on Jack's hand with inks and tattoo work. And I intend to tell Ulrich about the party's adventures so far, unless he has specific requests. Tell him about Silas, tell him about Ugin, specifically.
Okay.
he just enjoys whatever story you have for him.
So I will work peacefully, tattooing and telling a story, because my people tell oral tradition rather than written tradition, so should be simple.
It's like second nature to you. It's just talk and work like this.
Yes, Joe, oral.
Okay, anyone else? Before they finish, it is.
Well, depending on what Kaylin is doing, it may or may not be noticeable, but Lee is actively and aggressively avoiding her.
Alright. So the rest of the night goes fairly uneventfully. Everyone is fully fed and watered. And eventually, everyone can find a place to sleep. The tattoo on Jack's hand is completed. It'll be a little painful, but you get through it just fine.
Has anybody brought Agatha a bed?
Yes.
Here we did.
Okay.
Okay.
No one brought Thok a bed, though, so he's sleeping on the ground in the rain. Which reminds me, Thok, I need a con save from you. Which should probably be fine, but I need it.
Fuck. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Yeah, okay, so you are able to rest without becoming exhausted. Everyone else, however, you're able to find a nice cozy bed. Again, I don't know if I said this, I'm also tired. Jack, you get your tattoo. It is complete and on your right hand. Orc enjoyed the stories quite a bit and actually did ask some questions about Ugin and mostly about where he came from, and you might not know a ton about that, but you answered to the best of your abilities and finish your stories.
When I am telling stories about Ugin and his Templar business and stuff, I'll actually show Oric the shield I have that has Ugin's name carved in it, the Templar shield.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
As Kylan's settling in for the night, anybody who is around her who has any kind of minor wounds, just cuts, bruises, whatever it be, she'll tend to them carefully.
Okay. Alright. Sounds like we are going to end our session. Go ahead, everybody, and take that long rest. And man, I am tired. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, stay classy. Bye.
Bye.
Boy!